And Jim, now the potential jurors questioned today, are they going to be questioned about this settlement? And what about the jurors that have already been selected?
Well, the defense asked that they be recalled and asked the 7 jurors that are on, and Judge Cahill appeared to punt on that, although we didn't hear all of the ruling. I'd like to consider the other effect. I mean, there could be jurors that hear this and say, okay, well, the family has gotten their justice. They're getting this compensation, more money than most anyone has seen in their lifetime. So do we really need to have this officer put away for murder? So it could have a backlash. Look, all of these jurors who are on the jury have promised that they are not going to listen to outside influences, and they are going to consider the evidence that's admitted into testimony, into court in this proceeding, and make their decision on what is put forth during the trial. And they were very convincing in that. That's why they're on the jury. And in some respects, we have to trust the process here.
And I guess, Gigi, the question is, you heard the judge say, I really wish city council members would not speak about this case, but I don't think they're doing anything intentional here. Did you agree with the judge?
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, the big problem with these cases that reach international attention is that, you know, all of the pretrial publicity really, affects people and their decision-making process and their opinions on the case. You know, so when you hear the mayor, you hear city council opining on this case, celebrating the settlement of $27 million in this case, you know, it definitely does have an effect on the case. And like Jim said, you have to trust that the selected jurors and the potential jurors are doing their part by not engaging in conversations about this case or reading about it or learning about it online. But it does have a potentially prejudicial effect. And I do, too, wish that the city council would stop talking about it to the media.
Jim, you almost heard the judge say he's going to keep it, he's going to think about this and keep it under his eye and see what happens. What are instances that could happen during the course of this trial where maybe they do have to, grant a continuance and maybe have a change of venue? What are you looking out for?
Well, we're going to see a number of jurors today, right? So if the jurors come up and one by one say, oh, my gosh, I tried not to listen to anything about the trial, but I couldn't help but hear $27 million, yeah, and that could impact. And if that does seem to be taking its toll on the jury, then maybe the judge has to consider a continuance so that it's not so prevalent in the news when those jurors are going to be questioned. But Judge Cahill, we had the whole issue with, is third-degree murder going to be part of this trial and different aspects of the Minnesota Supreme Court? Are they going to stop the trial? And his whole mantra has been, no, I'm going to proceed with this trial. We're going to get through all this. So absent any blockbuster change in how jurors are reacting this afternoon or this morning when they're being questioned, I expect Judge Cahill to proceed with this trial.
All right. Yeah, and I think you might be right. I think that's exactly where we're going. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're waiting for jury selection to begin once again in the Derek Chauvin trial. We'll be right back right after this.